Hello everybody, Kenny here. Today I'm going to show you how to make a stuffed rump roast. This is your basic ingredients. Over here I got a cup and a half of Worcestershire sauce with a little bit of garlic powder, not much. Maybe a teaspoon or so. Got more garlic here that I'm going to be stuffing inside the rump roast, along with my mixed peppers and onion and decided to go fire. I always find it easy to cut the top off, as you can see. And as you see, all the seeds and everything is in there. Just come along and cut just like that. Always make sure you got a sharp knife. That way you won't have all the seeds falling in there. You just grab it, wiggle it a little bit. As you can see, I got majority of it out, and I can always go back and pat this on my hand and over the garbage can. Couple quick little pats, and there you go. No seeds. Pretty sure everybody knows how to cut peppers already. Always wash your peppers and vegetables that you get from the store, because they do put chemicals on them to help keep them fresh longer. Me, I like to grow my own, but right now is not the season to be growing peppers. But yeah, every summer I'm always growing my own peppers. Right now I'm growing garlic. For the first time, it's something new, something interesting to do. And when the summer comes around again, I'm going to be making some potatoes. Be growing them up and everything in a 5-gallon bucket. If you're interested in seeing something like that, just comment below on how I do that. I did it last year. It was a flop. But yeah, you live and learn. But my garlic is growing good, and my onions are growing good. In which a lot of people don't know it, but the people in Louisiana, they take the green stalks that grows off the top of the onions, and they use it for seasoning too. It's called shallots. One of the wonderful things about living in Louisiana. Always got little seasonings that we can actually just go and pick up out of the yard. Wild onions and all that good stuff. Let me get another bowl to put these mixed peppers in. It really doesn't matter how big or small you got your peppers. It all depends on your personal preferences. I cut them big and small because the smaller ones is going to go inside the roast. The bigger ones is going to go in the marinade. I am by no means a professional chef. I've never been properly trained in culinary arts. But being raised in Louisiana, you learn how to cook. Plus, it's also a good way to save yourself some money. Learn how to cook things that you like at your favorite restaurant. It may cost a little more to make it, but yeah, you can always add the seasonings and different ingredients that you like to your recipes. That's how I learned how to cook. I just did a lot of trial and error. A lot of people will say I'm the Frankenstein of my kitchen, which yeah, because I like to experiment. More like a mad scientist. But yeah, I am Frankenstein. Even though everybody thinks Frankenstein is the monster, but it's not. Just a little tidbit. Make sure you watch your fingers while cutting your peppers and everything. Oh no, it's a freebie. It ran away. And yes, I did cut myself a couple times while doing this. But I still got all the digits. I like being goofy. Normally I'm cooking with music, but when I'm doing my YouTube videos, I can't really use no music because of copyright infringement. But it's all good. I can always keep myself entertained. Hell, if I can make y'all laugh while I'm doing this, hey, more power to me. If there's anything that you'd be interested in seeing me cook or attempt to cook, put it down in the comments below. And yes, I will be going over the comments. Good, bad, ugly, I don't care. That's why you don't see my face. I'm ugly. But enough of that. Cut up a little bit of garlic here. Just stick it in with your peppers already that you got done. And what you can come back and use all this too. I'm just doing a little rough rundown of what you got to go through to cook a simple meal. Me, I don't care to fry things. I try to be heart healthy. So I always do my stuff in bacon. I bake the stuff, put it in my oven, let it cook for a few hours. Depending on your marinade and how you cook it, how fast or how slow you cook it, determines if it's going to be as tough as shoe leather or if it's going to be able to be cut with a spork. As you can see how it's coming out. Mixed peppers, the garlic, and everything. Just shake it around a little bit to mix it up. That way it's not all the same colors and stuff like that. You get in there with your hand. Don't really matter. Get in there, dig in. I don't know why everybody calls this little spot, the bottom of the pepper, a butthole. But everybody seems to call it that. Maybe because it looks like a butthole? I don't know. Bye-bye, butthole. We don't want you. Ooh, you can smell them peppers. And peppers and garlic. If you have a problem cutting raw onions, here's a little trick for you. Light a candle, a small little candle. While cutting it, the candle will help burn off the fumes that come off of a raw onion. And take away the tears. It doesn't really matter how you cut them, as long as you cut them. You can have them thick slices, thin slices, but I like them thin. I use a lot of onions. A lot of onions in my household. All right. The good thing about cutting up your peppers and onions and all that, what you don't use in your recipe, whatever you're cooking at the moment, you can always put it in a Ziploc bag and freeze it. Use it at a later time. It's the easiest way I find to cut these out of the peppers. And just come to the bottom and push it out. So I got some extra seeds here. You just gotta watch that. Yay, no seeds. Oh, got one on my hand. Actually, you can take those seeds and start growing your own peppers. If you got the environment to actually do that in, yeah, I suggest highly to do it on your own. Because you never know what kind of chemicals they put on everything in the stores. And what you're growing at your own house, there you go. You can even actually grow them in apartments. As long as they got plenty of sunlight, they're good. Sunlight and water, they'll be growing like crazy. Every time I've grown them anyway. Now that all the peppers are cut and onions are cut, cut up some more garlic. Some people like to crush it, some people like to chop it up. As you see, I just chop it up. Sticks to the knife. Just go over to your bowl and brush it right off your knife. You can always take your knife and do like that. Scoop it up too. If you ever do fresh garlic, you'll find that garlic has a tendency to be sticky and wants to stick to everything. I know it's overkill. I got plenty of mixed peppers, onions, and garlic. Just get in there, mix it all up. I know I'm not going to use all this, but I should have kept the garlic out and added that to my rump roast. I'll be right back. I gotta go wash this cutting board and my knife so I can prepare my rump roast. And here's my rump roast. Nice thickness. And it's got some fat on it that I'm gonna cut off. That's just me. I'm not a big fan of fat. But yeah, meat's still kind of tough from being frozen. Helps with cutting off the fat. See how much of the fat came off with just that one little slice? But you can skip this step if you like fat on your meat. Or You can do like I do. You can cut some of it off. You can cut it all off. Which I'm going to leave some of it on there, which is going to be like these veins and stuff like that. Helps add to the flavor. Get you a little cut like that. And then you can peel it as you cut it. There's so many different recipes you can actually make with different type meat. Just like I always do. I always use rump roast, London broil. London broil is good for multiple uses. Like beef jerky, which I do make beef jerky, homemade beef jerky. I even have another video about it, which is kind of a screwy video because my son was here, my editor. He didn't get to stay and get his jerky when it was done because he had to go to work the next day. It doesn't take that long. It's just that once you start it, you got to get it all taken care of. There you go. You can always use this for beans or like red beans, white beans, butter beans, green beans. I don't care. I just don't use it much. See how thick that is? What you want to do is take your knife, cut dead in the center. Try to keep your knife straight. See how it's making a pocket? Don't cut all the way through because you want this little pocket. You never know it's cut. Then you come back. Take your mixed peppers, onions, and garlic. Throw it in there the best you can. Doesn't have to be a lot. Let's throw some extra garlic in there. Everybody loves to taste the garlic in their meat. Plus, it's heart healthy too. Oh man, I mixed it up too good. I can't find hardly any garlic. Not only do you have the benefit of cooking it the way that you like it, it also makes your kitchen smell good. This is just a prep for tomorrow. I like to marinate this overnight. Some people will tell you, get some cooking string so you can tie it up along this way to help keep this from bowing up while you're cooking it. I like to slow cook it so it doesn't really matter. It always cooks the flavor into it. Let me wash my hands before I add my seasoning. That's my Worcestershire and a little bit of garlic powder. I'm going to go ahead and throw some mixed peppers and onions and garlic in there. Just like that. Then I'm going to open that back up. Take my Zydeco fire. Just sprinkle it on there. That's why it's called seasoning dust. You don't have to measure this stuff. You just throw it on there just like that. It makes the food taste awesome. Believe me. They're not a sponsor on my channel, but they authorized me to use it to advertise for them and everything. Free advertisement. Yeah, I know. But yeah, I used to use Tony's all the time. Found that stuff in my local market. Said, oh no, I ain't using Tony's no more. Use that stuff. There will be a link below or up at the top, wherever my editor is going to put it at, on how you can get Zydeco Fire. How I found Zydeco Fire, they're at my local market, my local farmer's market and stuff like that. That's how I found them. I tried it on some red beans that they had. Ooh, man, that stuff's awesome. Just like the hot sauce. Man, that's some good stuff. Yes, even though I'm from Louisiana, I'm not going to talk like everybody expects me to talk. Yeah, that's some good eating. Yeah, sure. None of that. Nope. Just swish it around a little bit. Let me get this out the way so I can clean this. You can always throw you some more of your mixed peppers and onions and garlic on top. And this would be used for a future recipe. Yes, I do cook a lot. Just to give the top of the meat a little Worcestershire sauce. Just let it drip on there. Then it doesn't take a lot. Like I said, 1.5 cups of Worcestershire sauce. In this recipe, you're good, because you're going to be using everything straight into a pot after you let it marinate for 24 hours. Me, I normally let my meat marinate 48 or longer. 48 hours or longer for my marinade, because I always like marinating for a while. So it's all on your own preference. 24 hours, 4 hours, or put it all together and just throw it in the oven. It doesn't really matter. Alrighty, see you in 24 hours. And on a side note, whatever you have left, it's always handy to have Ziploc bags. As you can see how much I got left. I got a 1/2 bag of mixed pepper, garlic, and onion. If you want to do it the easy way, just put everything in the Ziploc bag, fill your sink up with water, take it like this, open, just dip it in there. The weight of the pepper is going to go down and cause all the air to come rushing out, and then you just zip it up. Then you throw it straight in your freezer for whenever you're ready for it, just like I'm doing. Just a helpful trick. Here we are 24 hours after the fact of marinating my roast. As you can see, it's nice and brown all the way around. And yes, I do flip my meat periodically. This is going to be a slow cooked roast. I already got my oven preheated to 250 degrees. All things left is maybe add a little more seasoning, which I can still see seasoning all over the top of it. Got plenty of Worcestershire sauce and mixed peppers and all. So, next up, putting the aluminum foil on.
Yeah, use mine.
Stick it in the oven, see you in a few hours. Alright, it's been cooking for about 2 hours now. See how it's coming along. Make sure when you take the aluminum foil off, like I said before, make sure you don't burn yourself because there's a lot of steam coming out of it. Cut a little piece off, see how it looks. It's done for some people, but I like my meat a little bit darker, a little more cooked. Hey wifey, you want to try a bite?
I guess, yeah.
Alright. Let the wifey try.
I have to get up.
There you go. Hot.
Where's this? Just came out the oven.
I don't want my official taste tester to eat it because that'd be a waste. It's not sausage, so. Yes, I'm gonna cook it for a little while longer.
Stamp of approval.
Like always. That's
You're
good.
gonna like my meat a little pink.
Yeah. If you can always use A1 steak sauce if you want. Put some steak sauce on there, and you'd be good to go.
No, it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. As you see, I got more liquid in here as the meat is cooking because the meat has plenty of water left in it, and it helps make the gravy, which I'm thinking about doing some baked potatoes along with it, but I'm still cooking it at only 250 since it's not done to my standards. Go ahead and put it back in the oven. I might do it for another hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 at the most. And as you've seen how the meat was tender to the cut. No problem. It's not like shoe leather. See you in a little while. Alright, this thing shall be done. Ooh, steamy.
Oh my god, it's burnt! I'm kidding. I'm a really big.
Well, I swear people are gonna talk shit behind my back.
Oh, look at the juices.
Yep. Does that look burnt to you?
No, it does look really good.
Yeah, it's easy to cut too.
Slides through it like butter.
And as you can see, you still got the peppers and the garlic and all that left in the center.
The taste tester is back.
Yeah, he's always around me when I'm cooking. Sorry, Sauter, no free samples for you. Any leftovers, you can always shred it up and make it into pulled beef sandwiches or anything like that. Which is also a good recipe too, so. Let it soak up some of the marinade in the centers. Get me a little sample here. Ha 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 ha. Oh yeah. Nice and tender. What? Oh, you're looking at me with them sad little eyes wanting your free handout. There you go. All right, no more. Go away. You can't have beef without potatoes. Not in my household anyway. Baked potatoes. Baked potatoes and rump roast. Can't go wrong with that. Time to go away. It's time to eat.